Hello everyone from Frankfurt Airport. Today, our first class journey with Lufthansa Airlines begins in the Lufthansa First Class Lounge. In addition to a huge relaxation area, a bar, a restaurant, there are also workrooms, separate cabins where no one can disturb you. And look how the counters with tables are decorated at each relaxation area. The lounge offers the press, the lounge offers various snacks, drinks at the bar, you can relax. And what's more, you can also eat in the a la carte restaurant, which is located right in the lounge. Well, let's take a look at the menu in the a la carte restaurant. We see here an Asian-style soup, beef steak, grilled vegetables, various small appetizers, grilled fish, pasta, an Indian hot dish. These are small appetizers in the form of jamon, prosciutto, which are also freshly cut right in the lounge. These are grilled vegetables, kummus, guacamole, fresh salads, and a large variety of desserts. Gingerbread, apple cake, chocolate dessert, various berries. You can walk through the buffet and look at the snacks, choose something to your taste, have a snack before the flight. And what we always know in Lufthansa lounges is the freshness and quality of the products. Always the highest quality products and incredibly deliciously prepared. Well, next to the bar is the cigar lounge, which is also provided by this lounge. What impressed us most about this lounge is the presence of a spa. This is not just a bathroom or a shower stall as is usually expected in lounges. It is really a whole spa room with a shower and a huge jacuzzi bath. We also really liked the toilets in the lounge. They were quite new, clean, and well maintained. Well, let's get down to boarding. Boarding at Frankfurt Airport is carried out through automatic gates, after which you choose the corridor you need, in our case, the first class corridor. On board, of course, we were immediately shown to our seats and offered a welcome drink, which consisted of champagne and a snack of macadamia nuts. It is probably a little difficult to talk about the first class configuration since it is usually non-standard. On this board of the Boeing 747 to 800 Lufthansa, the configuration offered 8 first-class seats. For each passenger, this is a huge, wide seat, comfortable multimedia, and a large space for storing personal belongings. Along with the welcome drink, we were also brought our amenity kits. They consisted of pajamas, slippers, and a cosmetic bag. We were also offered hot, refreshing towels. Well, now we have listened to the safety instructions and are ready for takeoff. During takeoff, we decided to study the menu. By the way, the menu is very varied, and even being a vegetarian, there is no need to order an additional special menu. In this menu in Lufthansa first class, there is always a fish dish, a meat dish, and also a vegetarian dish that does not contain cheese, meat, or fish. Well, and a wine list. The wine list is also quite large. This is champagne, various wines, white, red, stronger drinks, aperitifs, liqueurs, dessert wine, and soft drinks in a large variety. Well, while we have a few minutes before dinner, let's take a look at the men's Menti kit, what it is. In it, you will find socks, a shoehorn, a sleep mask, and disposable earphone tips. There is also a comb. These are small samples of hand cream and lipstick, also earplugs, and a dental kit, which consists of a toothbrush, toothpaste, and a mint candy. Well, let's get down to dinner. Table setting in Lufthansa in first class is quite standard. This is a cloth napkin, salt, pepper, butter, olive oil, and wine vinegar if desired, and a choice of bread. As a first appetizer, we chose caviar. Caviar is served in Lufthansa in the traditional way. This is toast, sour cream, egg, white, and yolk separately, and finely chopped onion. For the second appetizer, we chose a full set from which you can always find something tasty for yourself. In this case, it consisted of beef, asparagus, and papaya salad, and lobster medallions. To be honest, the lobster medallions were the most delicious. One of us chose sea bass for the main course, which was served with vanilla puree and a parsley appetizer. The salad was served with a duet of geese. The goose was cooked with vegetables and was incredibly soft. For dessert, we chose gingerbread cakes with nut cream and oranges, which perfectly accompanied the dessert wine. Well, Lufthansa always offers delicious Belgian chocolate for dessert, which you choose according to your taste. Also for dessert, there were cakes and coconut soup. Well, let's take a look at our manty whales and pajamas before bed. The pajamas consist of a sweater, pants, and a scarf, in case you don't like the air conditioning. There are also super soft slippers. Well, and actually my most indie kit, that cherished cosmetic bag, which we will now look at. We have already paid attention to the men's, well, and the women's in principle was no different, except for the appearance of the cosmetic bag. This is a comb, socks, a shoehorn, hand cream, lipstick, a star set, and earplugs. Everything is the same as in the men's set, only we repeat once again, this is the difference in the cosmetic bag itself. Well, and the toilet room on board is quite large. There is also hand cream, mouthwash for general use, and there are even more amenities that are in the lockers. This is thermal water, refreshing wipes, makeup remover wipes, and disposable combs. In the lower drawer, which is probably more intended for men, there is a shaving kit as well as shaving cream, thermal water, and refreshing wipes. Well, as you can see, the toilet room is quite spacious, comfortable, and even has a window. While we were in the toilet room, they prepared beds for us. Also, if desired, they can raise the partition that separates you from the neighboring passengers. Well, good morning. And the morning was really good since it began with fresh flowers in the bathroom and fresh juice, which they brought us to wake up. And what is even more incredible is the view. We flew over such magical mountains, which, frankly speaking, we have never seen before, especially because of the porthole window in the toilet of the plane. Well, this is what the morning cabin of the first class Lufthansa Boeing 747 to 800 looks like. As a wake-up drink, we chose a smoothie of mango and passion fruit, and also for breakfast eggs with bacon, butter, croissant, fresh fruit, and berries. There was also orange juice since it was really early. Well, let's look at all the amenities that are available on your seat in the light. This storage is on your left, or it can be on the right, depending on the location of the seat. Here you can put away your small devices. Here is the control panel for your multimedia, or rather the screen which is on your seat. There are also headphones that are provided to you for that same multimedia. And next to your seat, there are lockers, or in other words, storage spaces that are locked with a key. You choose a code that only you know, and none of the passengers will be able to get there. Near the seat, there is another storage space. It is in your footrest. On the other hand, on your other armrest, you can adjust your seat. There is also a button for raising privacy, which separates you from other passengers. With another button on the same panel, you can move the footrest for your convenience. It is very convenient to have such a number and variety of storage spaces right next to your chair. There's also a socket, everything for your convenience. You can store all your devices and personal items right next to the seat. Welcome to one of the largest financial centers in the world. Subscribe to our channel and leave comments.